This is without a doubt the most important year for zombies ever. My name is Cyclops and welcome to my channel. If you are here to learn about Black Ops 6 Zombies and go more in depth, you've come to the right place. Today, we're going to go over why I think this is the most important year for zombies. We're going to dive right into it, but later we're going to go over some major community concerns regarding the game, so stay tuned for that. And first, I would like to get into Call of Duty Vanguard. So we're going to head on over to activeplayer.io and we're going to see some statistics here. Currently, over the last hour, there's been roughly around 838 people playing Call of Duty Vanguard according to the tracker. And in the last 30 days, they've had a total of 477,000 people playing the game, which is kind of crazy that there's still that many people playing Vanguard. I know it wasn't my favorite title, and I know it's not a lot of the zombies community's favorite title. But that being said, if we head over to Twitter, there is a post. This is essentially somebody looking for a job, and we see that they acted as a social media strategist for Activision, helping to co-develop strategy designed to acquire new players for the FPS game Call of Duty Vanguard, selling over 30 million copies. Let that sink in for a second. Vanguard sold over 30 million copies. Kind of crazy, but it's also no thanks to zombies. We know that Vanguard had probably the least successful year as far as zombies is concerned. It was the least liked amongst the community. If you look at other creators, I mean, there's really nothing good to say aside from the Shinonuma map, which was a step in the right direction. However, they definitely did not continue that for the following DLC. Now, the reason that this is so important is that with the game having sold over 30 million copies, clearly this was a successful game. And, you know, Activision doesn't really take a loss on Call of Duty ever, regardless if it's a good or a bad year. However, the part that makes this an issue is zombies was not the selling point for this game. And I mean, we definitely know that because the player count in zombies was low. I mean, sometimes it would take forever to find lobbies and matches with other players. But really, most of the people that played Call of Duty Vanguard played the campaign and multiplayer, and they really didn't touch zombies. If they did, they didn't really enjoy it. If you did enjoy Vanguard Zombies, let me know down in the comment section below because I'd really be interested in hearing your thoughts on that. The player count currently is not very high for Vanguard, and Zombies definitely did not meet expectations that year. And, you know, there are some excuses going around that it's a new engine and they had to redevelop all their systems and they just didn't have time to get things done. But the real reason is they just didn't have the resources for Zombies to get this done. Zombies was not their main focus that year. I mean, it wasn't a Treyarch game, and Treyarch still created the Zombies mode for it, which is a whole other video on its own. Um, and it just didn't get the support that it needed. This is going to bring me over to Modern Warfare 3 and their current player count being a little over 2 million players actively in the last 30 days. And Modern Warfare 3 has a newer zombies mode. The Modern Warfare 3 zombies mode was something totally and completely different to what we'd seen in the past in a way that new players really enjoyed it. Across the board, the mode really seemed to get a lot of success and it has a good player base. You can still find lobbies fairly quickly. And I think that's due to a lot of people being introduced to zombies that hadn't really been huge fans of the franchise in the first place. A lot of us who are playing the game, who have been fans of the mode for so long, didn't really get into Modern Warfare 3 Zombies because it was just so different and it was definitely casual focused. We haven't really had a Call of Duty that really focused on the hardcore community since Black Ops 4. And again, that's kind of another video in its own right because Black Ops 4 definitely had its issues. But there is a actively new player base that loved the Modern Warfare 3 Zombies experience, and they're getting excited for Black Ops 6 and what this Zombies could produce. Now, the other part that we hit on this is the hardcore fans like myself are also getting really excited for Black Ops 6 because it seems like Treyarch is actually putting a little bit more focus in our direction. They're not going to have a hand holding walkthrough, step by step Easter egg at launch like Cold War did with each of its maps. You would get basically directions that told you how to do everything. Now, they are giving people the ability to solve the Easter eggs first and then coming out with a guided mode, which may or may not be a good thing for the game. And it's definitely not a good thing for content creators in the long run. However, I think it's something that would benefit the new player base as a whole going forward. It's just a matter of deciding and determining whether or not these new fans to the mode that really like this open world looter shooter, extraction shooter concept that isn't really the classic sense of zombies, whether or not they're going to actually enjoy the game is really something that we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be a totally different experience to Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, like a lot of the new players have been getting into recently. Hopefully, Treyarch can come out on top on this one and bring everybody into the mode and get people excited for zombies again. It's exactly what we need. Now, leave a like on the video if you are enjoying and if you find this content entertaining. It's kind of a different look at the game this year, and we're just about to get into why all of these player counts are so important and why this is something that we're actually looking at. Now, we go over to Modern Warfare 2 and look at their active player count over the last 30 days. And it's even more than Modern Warfare 3. Now, the issue with this is Modern Warfare 2 did not have a zombies mode. It's not something that was in the game. You couldn't play zombies. There was no mods for zombies as far as I'm aware. And it's actively got almost 9.5 million players, which is significantly more than the last two games that we got with a zombies mode in it. Now, from a business standpoint, what does that really look like to Activision? Well, it looks like Modern Warfare 2, for one, had a much better designed game. I think multiplayer and campaign wise both felt way better than Modern Warfare 3. They also really put all of their focus into those. They didn't really put effort into a zombies mode, as we clearly didn't receive one, and the game is still outperforming the last two titles with the zombies in it. And Activision, being a company before they're the people who create the things that the zombies community loves, they're going to look at that and go, well, I mean, we can't really put many resources into zombies when multiplayer and campaign end up making us the most amount of money, especially with the microtransactions and the skins and everything that they're putting into multiplayer, which is exactly why, yes, we are receiving a new set crew of operators in Black Ops 6, but players are going to have the option to play with whatever operator and whatever skin that they want going forward, so that there's still an incentive in zombies to purchase these skins. Now, I mean, just like buying skins for operators and being able to use those in zombies when we're supposed to have a set crew that tells a story, we're also going to have gobblegums reintroduced back into the game. And that, again, is an entirely different video. And I have that one actually linked at the top of the screen. If you go ahead and click on that card that you see up there, it'll take you over to the Gobblegum video on why I think it could be a really big issue for Call of Duty going forward. But again, that's totally off topic here. Now, my personal thoughts on this whole situation is, yes, some of these other games that don't have a zombies mode are outperforming the games that do have one. And we've seen Vanguard, case in point, that they're kind of pulling their resources away from zombies to continue developing Warzone and multiplayer. I mean, that's where they see a gross amount of their money. It's where they see a majority of their player base. And I mean, we know people are buying the skins. You load into any map and there's a million different skins. It's a skin pandemic, and it is making Activision oodles of money, and that is why they're really focusing on it. Now, the other thing that's kind of concerning is that Modern Warfare Remastered is now a top seller on Steam. If we actually hop on over there, you can see that it is the number 3 spot out of the top 100 games on Steam, And that is because of a multiplayer mod that's bringing back the original Modern Warfare 2, which is crazy. Getting a top 3 on Steam is no easy feat, and Modern Warfare Remastered came out in 2017. It is an old game, and there is nobody playing the base game up into a couple weeks ago when we got this announcement that the somebody in the community decided to end up making a Modern Warfare 2 mod that brings back the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. And I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks amazing. We're definitely gonna be playing it on the channel. So if you're interested in that, definitely subscribe so you don't miss any of that content. But there are some community concerns with Black Ops 6 that could be really detrimental. If Black Ops 6 doesn't end up working out and Zombies isn't a mode that people are actively playing and actively enjoying, we could see that they just stop doing it. I mean, we've already seen several examples throughout this video on why they might do that. The multiplayer modes are pulling more players than Zombies has in a long time. I mean, looking at this Modern Warfare 2, 9.5 million players. It's not even Call of Duty's current title. When we go over to their current title that does have a zombies mode, and they're only at 2 million players, that's kind of a cause for concern. On top of that, I mean, there are a ton of other concerns that the community has had, especially with content creators already having played the game and giving their initial thoughts. Armor wall buys are going to be a huge issue if it's not something that gets adjusted. A three-pit plate armor vest, which is the strongest armor that you can get in the zombies mode, is going to be twice the price as a normal pack-a-punch. It's going to be 10,000 points to get a tier 3 plate. That's going to be a lot of grinding just to get set up to where you're not going to die. We also see the return of weapon kits and loadouts, and I am not a fan of them at all. They brought these in to Black Ops Cold War, and we quickly found out as a community that the Gallo shotgun is the best gun in the game. You can have it from the very beginning, and you can also increase it to the max rarity and triple pack-a-punch it with an ammo mod. There's really no reason to run anything but that. And when the community figures out what the best weapon for zombies is in Black Ops 6, pretty much there's no incentive to use anything else. The only time people are going to be spinning the box is for monkey bombs and wonder weapons, and that is not how zombies is meant to be played. If you agree with that, let me know down in the comment section below. I think that everybody should start with a starting pistol and have to build throughout the match, but I am kind of a zombies hardcore purist, and I don't think that all of these new players need to be coddled because we weren't coddled when we started back in World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 era. Now, the other issue is there's going to be guided Easter eggs in this game, and it's something that I really don't think is a building block for the zombies community. I mean, throughout the last 10, 12, 15 years, however long you've been playing the mode, we've never had a hand-holding, coddled Easter egg up until Cold War, and it just didn't feel like there was anything in it for the hardcore players. The other side of that is the guided mode actually doesn't come out until after the Easter egg has been solved initially. And we do have some words from Treyarch saying that the Terminus Island Easter egg is going to be a beast of a main quest.
It's a beast of a main quest. You know, it'll use the ocean, it'll use the islands, it'll use every part of the map proper. It's one of the bigger maps we've created.
And that's reassuring, but I think guided Easter eggs take people out of the mode. And I think if you give people the option to get really into it and watch the guides and learn how to do all of these things, they get so much more into the story. They get way more into the mode as a whole, and they start learning and figuring these things out. And that's what creates a lifelong fan of zombies. If you look back at the rest of us, and if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're a hardcore zombies fan, you look back at us and we're lifelong fans of the mode because of the way that they did it in the past, not because somebody told us how to do every little trick on the map to solve the main quest. The main quest being solved was like the best part of a Call of Duty coming out for the first 2 weeks sometimes, especially when it came to Revelations. That Easter egg hunt was ridiculous. There's also been some concerns with ammo and some issues there with the content creators that have got early access and hands-on to the game. they've had some issues with being out of ammo a lot and then having to rebuy ammo. And it's apparently pretty expensive in Black Ops 6. We're just going to have to wait and see what ends up happening with this. I mean, the pressure's really on for Treyarch to do a good job with this one this year. I think if this flops, we may not see zombies for a long time. And when we do, I don't think it's going to be the experience that we want. I mean, the whole community wants another Black Ops 2. We want another Black Ops 3. We want something that just goes so far in depth and has so much content and has been a labor of love over the development cycle. And I really think that if this year it doesn't go well, we're not going to see that labor of love. We're not going to see the attention that the mode needs. And that's kind of frightening. So I'm hoping for the best here. I love zombies. I love it so much. And I really, really do hope that Treyarch pulls this off this year. And I've been covering the whole mode since Zombies and Black Ops 6 has been announced. And it's been so much fun. If you really want to know how